Did it? That's how we started. We can't start it like that.
That's copyright.
Oh,
Copyright.
fresh off the press.
It's gonna get canceled.
Fresh off the press. Punk ass Blake Griffin has signed to the Nets.
First of all,
Punk ass.
I'm Rob,
Oh yeah, I'm Robert.
Get back to it. Zach.
and this is Fandemix.
Episode 2 Sports. Punk ass Blake Griffin has signed to the Nets.
Big man took the easy route.
Because they needed him, right? Well, whatever.
They wanted him.
took the easy route.
They needed him, right?
You want to play with your friends.
What friends are over there?
DeAndre.
Then go to the... Oh.
You want to go to New York. The comedy scene hot up in New York.
Yeah, and
Go get some more
Hey,
He's
the
super
Knicks are one player away from being kind of a contender, too. He could have went there.
Ain't nobody trying to
No,
play
they're
for the
fucking
Knicks.
not.
Well, he's...
Yeah, you tried. That was a little too hard. You tried a little too hard there because that was not true. The Knicks, he should have not gone to the Nets though because it's super annoying.
You're going to look harder in a Brooklyn jersey than you would a Nets jersey.
Hold on.
Punk ass Blake Griffin.
Hold on. You contradicted yourself.
Huh.
He looked harder in a Brooklyn jersey than a Nets jersey.
I know.
Yeah.
We got to cut that.
Or we can just
I'm
rewind.
tired. I've been up since.
Yeah. Let's just
Punk
rewind real quick.
ass Blake Griffin signed to the Nets.
He would look better in a Nets jersey than a Knicks jersey.
He looked better on a Warriors jersey or a Heat jersey.
Or a Clippers jersey. Again,
This nigga
come
crying about
back.
a super team.
My
and he wants to
problem
build a
back.
super team.
No,
Come
my
on.
problem with it, I understand Blake. I'm not mad at Blake. Like I said, playing in Detroit is not easy. So I feel him. Get out. But damn.
It sucks, man. It's so annoying that like the NBA was just getting away from super teams and they decided to go back to super teams. Like,
I just need it to be known now. When the Nets win, I keep saying if because I don't want them to, but when the Nets win, I'm not going to respect this ring. I'm not. I can't.
Zach's
I can't.
upset. Zach's upset.
I'm a fan of the super teams. I think it's fun.
That's crazy.
It makes sense to me.
How is it fun though?
I want to go play with the best.
Okay, but do you as a fan of sports, do you want to watch one team dominate the rest of the
Yes.
teams? Really?
That's crazy.
Like not
Yeah.
even have a chance?
I want to see the Decepticons and Optimus Prime.
So you want to see Decepticon? You want to see Optimus Prime join the Decepticons?
All of it.
That's
I love the
that makes-
super team.
That don't make sense because it's not even like sports is about competitiveness, and if you have like all the best players on one team, it's no longer competitive to a lot of people.
Do you know how long you signed that deal for? Or how
It's
long
only
he's
at
been
least for
there?
the rest of the
No,
season.
I think it's the rest of the season for sure. That's probably it. He
Just
bought
go-
himself out of
He might go get him his ring, get better by playing with the best in the league,
See-
and then go somewhere else.
See, I get
It's not
him.
like he's gonna go play there for the rest of his career.
I get him saying like he wants to go get a ring, but Marc Gasol stayed where he played forever, and he's no longer Marc Gasol is no longer like NBA like all star, but he was like I'm gonna wait till my career is basically done to go chase a ring. And he's like I'm trying to win it here. If I can't win it here, then I'll go find another place to go try and win it. But he tried to win it where he was at. Blake Griffin had a choice to go and make either the NBA competitive or he just wanted to keep stacking the deck.
Do you think part of it was going from the Clippers, getting traded to the Pistons, being just heated about that, and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna take it in my own hands. I'm gonna pay whatever I need to get out of this contract, and then you know what, I'm gonna go get myself a ring.
Hold on. So he was a celebrity when he played for the Clippers, right? So he was like everybody knew who Blake Griffin was.
Right.
Then he went to the Pistons and disappeared, like fell off the map.
Detroit.
Yeah, he fell off the map when he went to the Pistons. So I get him wanting to get out of Detroit,
For sure.
but to go to a super team.
So besides the Warriors, or what other teams? Give me like 3 teams that you think would be a better fit for him than the Nets.
Any other team. No, if I had to give you 3 teams, okay, because like I said, there's some teams that are literally probably maybe one like Blake Griffin away from being able to actually contend, like the Bucks, for example. He goes to the Bucks. It's like okay, they're probably one step closer to contending. Miami, they're slow starting right now, but they're kind of starting to pick it back up. Philadelphia, now I don't know about salary cap and who can afford who,
Right.
but I mean, like how the hell do the Nets even still have money? Like that's another thing. So it's like okay, so I think Blake could have went to any other team that's a contender that's one piece away and probably been that piece that stops Brooklyn from winning.
Brooklyn's starting 5 now consists of Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan.
That's if they want to do
Beautiful.
it like that. That's it. They literally can have Blake come off the bench and have Joe Harris play the 3, KD play the power forward, and then DeAndre play the 5.
What if that's another thing? What if that's another component to why he went there? Because he doesn't feel like he has to play. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to take on all those minutes, all the extra.
Yeah, but you could have went to another contender and just been of more value. Like I said, like
Blake Griffin's only 31, I think, something like that. He's still young. He's not old. He's still young. Like he's older for like a big guy, but he's not old yet. He still has a couple of years, and he stopped being a dunker. You know what I mean? He's no longer as athletic. Like he no longer depends on his athleticism as much. He's learned how to be finesse now. So his career is gonna like last a little bit longer than it would have with him just dunking all the time. So he has more time. He has more time to.
Yeah, he's developed a jumper.
He has more time to play in the NBA than like him. If this was like him, like I'm gonna be out of the league in 2 seasons. I need to go win now. Well, it would make sense. He's not gonna be out of the league in 2 seasons. At least I don't think.
Unless he decides to.
Yeah,
it could.
He could, but I just feel like him going to the Nets is like, where is your guys' competitive edge at? Where do you guys no longer want to compete? You just want to go out there and dominate teams. It's not fun. No, have you ever played a video game? And you start off in your franchise, and you start off on Madden, right? You start a franchise on Madden. Mm-hmm. The first year is difficult, right? You're like, okay, this is hard to win games. Your team's the way the team was. You have to build your team up. Once you build your team up, and you're like, oh shit, my team is stupid dominant. This is no longer fun. I want to start over.
No, like I get I get that dominating isn't always the most fun, and it gets tiring. But I think with the NBA, there's so many. I mean, like again, I think it comes down to his contract, because he could be there. And how long does everybody else's contract for?
Well,
Harden, him going to Brooklyn, I believe they just take the contract that he already had, so he probably has like another year, maybe 2 years over there.
Right.
KD and Kyrie signed there, so they still have like 4 probably years from there. That team's. I mean, they can't afford anybody else. But the thing is, I know I can't really complain because I'm a Warriors fan and been a Warriors fan, so I saw the whole super team with KD. But I also was very pissed off KD came to Golden State because we just won without him. So, of course, now you come and now it takes the competitiveness away from it. Yeah, we won 2 rings, but to me it's still like we didn't need you because now people still say, oh, y'all had KD, y'all only won the 2 because y'all had KD. Like, we weren't good beforehand.
It turns your championship into it's no longer a championship to me. You know what I mean? It's now like a consolation prize because now it's like
you're playing against a bunch of JV teams.
Exactly. So it's like it's no longer LeBron versus KD. It's now like the NBA. It's Space Jam. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like the Monstars versus the Looney Tunes.
You're hot,
bro. It's real life. Like even with the Warriors, like I said, we built the team in the draft. And then KD decided to come, which is, like I said, was still stupid. But whatever. It's different of, like, even with LeBron in like I said, in Miami, it went Wade, LeBron, Bosh. Mm-hmm. You know, and then they put some role players around him. And it's like, okay, I'm not mad about it, whatever. But, like, it wasn't. Kyrie is top 3 point guard in the league. Harden is probably the best shooting guard in the league. KD's the best forward in the league. It's like y'all got the 3 best players, put them on one team, and y'all expect me to somehow respect it. And then y'all still have, like I said, Joe Harris, who's good. The Nets made the playoffs last year or the year before that. They made the playoffs with D'Angelo Russell on the team they had. And like I said, you expect me. How do I respect this? Even the Lakers have AD and LeBron, which is fine. That's 2 players. It's LeBron and AD. Like it's. Everywhere else it's even. They have 2 stars, and they're trying to make it work with that. Besides Brooklyn, that went and made ridiculous 2 stars.
See, this
ridiculous.
is the thing.
When KD and Harden, when it was KD and Kyrie at the beginning of the year, I still was even like, damn, that's crazy. But I wasn't mad about it. It's just them 2. That's fine. Mm-hmm. And then you get Harden to go over there and say, okay, y'all, like this is BS now.
Right.
This is BS. Like it's trash. Like it's so.
Here's the thing. So it went from like a super team league. And then, like,
this is not cool, dude. It's not.
It went from a super team league, right? So it was a super team league. They had like we had like the 3 top teams that were like, okay, these teams are definitely going to be in the championship. And then it was like Golden State and LeBron James, like Golden State and whatever team LeBron James is on.
Right.
And then LeBron was like, I'm gonna go to LA, and they were like, oh, now they're gonna build a super team in LA. But Kawhi was like, I'm gonna go to LA, but I'm gonna go to the Clippers, and I'm gonna bring somebody with me. So AD and LeBron could be in the Lakers, and instead of joining a super team with LeBron, Kawhi, and AD, Kawhi's like, I'm going to go challenge LeBron, and I'm going to go to the Clippers, and I'm going to have me and Paul George, and then the rest of the team. And that was, like, I respected that because not only was it like, we're going to make this league competitive again, there's no longer going to be like, this team is the greatest, this team is the greatest. No matter how many people, like, were like, oh, like, Clippers are favored to win it now that Kawhi went there with Paul George and the team that they have around him. And it's like, and then AD and LeBron are the, like, 2 of the top 5 players in the league, and they're on the same team. But it's like, yeah, now we have multiple teams with top tier talents and only a couple of top tier talents. It's no longer like this team has a ridiculous stacked lineup. Like when KD went to the Warriors, it was a bitch move. It was a bitch move.
Right.
The Warriors had just come off the best season in NBA history, and then the Thunder were a game away from fucking beating the Warriors in the playoffs. They were a game away, and KD's like, instead of coming back the next season and challenging that team, KD's like, I'm going to go play with them because I can't beat them. I'm not going to try to beat them. I'm going to go play with them.
Was it I'm going to go play with them because I can't beat them? Or was it... Because, like, I see what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you guys are wrong because you are right to an extent. But the way I'm looking at it is he went and played with them for how many years? 3? And then he left. And he knew he wasn't going to be there longer than that. I think deep down he went there to win, for sure. But also you go around, as you say, Steph is the greatest shooter of all time. He went there to be around Steph, to be around Clay.
You could call Steph. You have his number. The NBA's friendly. You don't have to.
But that's different than being in an 82 game season than just calling him up and hanging out with him, chilling with him in the off season, learning from him.
All he did was cause controversy through our fucking team by arguing with Draymond, who's the heart, because he was too sensitive. Hey, look, KD's sensitive. He's sensitive. I don't respect, bro. I can't. Like I said, LeBron, as much I understand, because people they talk bad about LeBron because he couldn't win. He went however many times and lost. But you have to respect him because he did not. Yeah, he went to Miami, learned the winning formula, which I guess people could say that's what KD did. He went to, but right. Miami wasn't in the finals like before LeBron went. LeBron went and brought life back to it, learned how it was to win, and then went back to Cleveland and was like, I got y'all. I know how to do this now. KD could have went any. Like I said, the Warriors didn't need him. If KD could have not came back, we probably would have been the same, if not even better, without him coming. Mm-hmm. And then he could have went somewhere else and did the same. He could have went to Houston. Go to Houston with James Harden, and I still would have kind of been like, oh, whatever. But reunite there. You don't go to the team. You go to the team that beat you. You guys are literally one play away. Probably like 1 or 2 plays away. So you go to us, okay, you expect me to respect that? No. You go to Golden State, whatever. We win twice, whatever, that's fine. Now you go to Brooklyn, and to me, you go to Brooklyn knowing, like, you knew this was going to happen. So now you get this super team around you. Expect me. I'm not calling KD the best player in the world no more. He's not the best player in the world. I don't care. You don't do like that. It's not LeBron. He always probably will be. LeBron is the best player, all around player, defense, offense, and then when you put everything together, it's LeBron. But either way, it's like how do you expect me to respect this? Like, of course you guys are gonna look good, and don't anybody in their right mind say Harden, KD, anybody for MVP. I'll smack the fuck out of this mic.
Which is another conversation.
We're gonna get to that later. We'll get to that when it gets closer to that time because it's not even that. It's just so stupid. Like.
I have one more question.
It's just not even. This is not even.
Would you be feeling this type of way, both of you guys, if Blake went to the Lakers?
Yeah.
No.
I think
not as bad because Blake, I feel like, is actually needed on that team. Like the Lakers don't look perfect. They're still right. LeBron, it's still AD, but you can still see holes even with the Clippers.
Lakers went on a 5-game losing streak without AD.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though, and what happened when KD left that team? They go on an 8-game winning streak. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I'm not saying KD's making them worse, but of course he's going to come back and they're going to be even better. So it's like, yeah, you're not needed there. Like, they'll still win without you. Like I said, the Lakers, they could use Blake Griffin. He would actually be a value. Even the Clippers, I wouldn't be mad at. But I know he hates the owner, so that would never happen anyways. But even being with the Clippers, he would be like, it would be a piece that would probably take the Clippers up here and help out. Freaking the Mavericks, who are dying for anybody else of talent, would have took it and would have made it more competitive. Not saying they would have beat these teams, but damn. Here's the thing.
Damn. So my problem is the Nets already had Kyrie, Harden, Durant, right? They already have 3 top tier talents, right?
The top of the team.
And then they add more. Yeah, that's my issue. Is that like it's not the Nets' fault that like people are like, oh, we're gonna go build a super team in Brooklyn now. It's not their fault, but it. And if you're a Nets fan, you're probably dumb hype right now. You're probably like, yo, my team's winning the championship.
100%.
My problem,
when the Warriors got DeMarcus
because
Cousins.
if Blake Griffin went to another team with 2 All-Stars, then it's like it's not as unfair because now the Nets have 3. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And now this team has 3. So now if Blake Griffin did go to another team that has 2 other All-Stars, it's like, okay, now we have 3 All-Stars to match up with Nets. So even if these 2 teams did go to the finals, it's now a competitive matchup. Right now, there's no one that's going to beat the Nets, and it's fucking annoying.
Also, I'm not going to sit here and talk like Blake is the old Blake. So I'm not saying like they got a top 10 talent. I know he's a little on the downside, which I understand, but it's not like he's trash. He literally been playing in Brooklyn, or he's been playing in Detroit, and I really just like he did not want to play. So it's like, oh cool, I'm just sitting in the back.
Bro, he sat out.
Yeah, he's been arguing his contract since last season, and the season before that, I low-key think he was balling. So it's like he basically had a year, basically probably a full year off. He's going to be refreshed, and yeah, he's not going to have the workload on him. He's just going to be able to come in and probably give him 18 points, and that it's cool. But I'm saying it's still, you could have did that basically not anywhere, but no team was going to have him come in like, okay, now you're going to get the ball every single play. But you would have been a piece that was needed that would help. Like hell, freaking even the Wizards, dude. Yeah, the Wizards look bad, but you go you add a Blake, and now
I
they're
wouldn't
probably
go to the Wizards. I don't blame Blake for not going to the Wizards.
No, I understand because that's like, but the same thing is though, it's like you have Beal and Westbrook who are trying to battle. Their team just not deep enough. Not saying they would beat the Nets either, although they did just beat the Nets. But not saying they would beat the Nets. But you could go to another team and be of value and respect. Like I'm not saying respect yourself, but. Like, if he goes to that team and he makes that team a better team, now your contract next year, you probably can ask for more money. You're going to go to Brooklyn and play the 6'6" man. And,
that's
just so trash. Dude.
It sucks.
So
I get you guys don't like the super team idea.
I don't like if there was
I don't mind it, but there's a limit to super team. I don't mind it. Like it's
if there were
NBA
multiple
was getting competitive.
If there were multiple super teams, I wouldn't mind it. There's only one fucking super team now.
And that's a super team. Like I said, I understand, dude, being a Warriors fan, that's how it was. But, like, I told you. I know how it felt, and I did not like it even when it was with us. Because, like, even then, it's like, it takes away everything. Like, everyone's like, of course you guys are going to win. You had KD, whatever. So then it makes me angry. Like I said, Steph did all this stuff before. We didn't need it. It's like, whatever. It's cool. We'll take it. But, damn, it's like, this is just, like, this is horseshit. Like I said, to be honest, even if Blake would have went there with like the Harden thing, I'm not even really mad at KD and all that. My problem is the Harden thing. Like Harden does, like KD, Kyrie, Blake is still really good, but that's understandable and it makes sense. When you add Harden to the mix, like Harden could have went probably anywhere and took that team. Harden could have went to the Mavericks. And that would have made them probably better. Of course, him and Luka kind of play the same, but like you could have went anywhere else. You chose Brooklyn.
I don't feel like Harden and Luka would have matched.
Well, I'm just saying any team. I'm saying there's multiple other teams he could have went to and made that team basically a championship contender. I think even in Houston now, I mean they're looking bad, but he stayed in Houston. Houston actually in the beginning of the year before Wood got hurt was actually good. They weren't terrible.
I get the feeling that you guys look at it more of the team as a whole. Competitiveness, right, throughout the league. But I mean, I feel like in terms of the Harden thing, didn't he was unhappy in Houston.
That's fine.
He wanted to go link with, people that he was cool with, make him happy to play with. Do you think Blake's kind of feeling the same thing? He wants, instead of being like I'm going to go ring chase or I'm going to go solidify the fact that this team's most likely going to win. He's like, I want to go hang out. I want to go play with the homies. I want to go to New York. He's a comedian, very funny.
Go to what's the park called? In Brooklyn.
Shut the fuck up.
It's not Rikers. That's the Rutgers. Go to the Rucker. I think it's called the Rucker. Go to the Rucker and play with your homies. Like come on.
But I mean, it's
like this.
But that's it. I mean, it's also like the marketing in New York. And it's either are you gonna go play at the Knicks or are you gonna go play with?
No, I feel you, but damn, like I said, Blake is not Blake of like 2015 or 2014. I'm like he's not an all-star,
right?
But like, damn, the only thing I can say I'm happy about is I'm happy they got Blake because the other players they were talking about going there when it came to like Andre Drummond. Somehow they're talking about DeMar DeRozan trades and stuff like that. DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
Like, these other players, it's like, okay, not saying Blake's the worst out of the bunch. And I know Andre Drummond isn't great, but he can damn near get you 20 a night, especially if they're going to ask him, like, yo, we're going to shoot the ball and score all day. You just get the boards.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That should have been stupid.
It would have been retarded.
Yeah.
You know? So I understand, like, it makes no sense.
And it frustrates me. It frustrates me because Blake Griffin, like, even though he hasn't played lately, it's by choice. Blake Griffin can still probably be an all-star in the NBA. I mean,
Easily.
If he has like if he goes to a solid team next year, like if Blake Griffin came back to the Clippers, right? Mm-hmm. Say he came back to the Clippers, Blake Griffin by the end of this season, you're gonna be like, okay, he would have been an all-star if he started on the Clippers this season.
The only reason why I disagree, it depends on what conference he's in, is because of how deep the big is getting. So like he's not gonna outplay Zion because of the certain type of Zion gets more touches. Jokic gets more touches. I mean, Porzingis, he gets more touches. Like, these players get more touches, so he's not going to get afforded the same luxury as them. So I don't think he will make an All-Star game again. But he's not bad still.
No, he was averaging 27 and like 7 last year, I think it was.
I don't think it was 27.
I think so. Can you look it up?
I don't think it was 27. 27 is a lot.
When he was playing last year, he was good last year. He was solid last year.
Like I said, I don't think Blake has lost a step at all.
This year, I think when he was playing, I think he dropped down though. Like,
hold on.
Okay, so
yeah,
Blake Griffin's his last almost full season, he played 75 games. He averaged 24 points a game, right? In his last full season that he actually played, which was 2 years ago, three years ago, 2018.
Detroit, right?
It was in 2018.
First
he averaged
Detroit,
he averaged 24 points, and then he's been injured the last couple seasons. You know what I mean? But when he's healthy and he plays, he's still top tier. I mean, power forward at his position. You know,
not top tier.
He's a top scorer.
It's tough to say because it was Brooklyn or it was Detroit, and he was on a mission. That was 2 seasons ago though. The NBA is different. Like I said, Zion's the old him. He's still quality though. Like I said,
he's got more finesse though.
He's a piece. He's a piece that will make he's a piece that can make a team that much better. He's not going to make the team worse at all. Obviously, I'm not saying he can lead a team, but my God, you did not have to go to Brooklyn. That's all. You did not have to go to Brooklyn. Like, that's the only. But neither did Harden though.
It's annoying that, like, because it pisses me off because the NBA was just getting away from super teams. It was just getting back to being like, honestly, any team has a chance. Honestly, and now it's not that anymore.
Utah, you got to think, Utah was the best team in the league, and no one saw that coming. In every game, like every night, you did not know who was going to win, just because the NBA is getting a little more balanced. You know, even the Nets, like I said, the Nets were struggling, still trying to find their way until, Harden came, and now it's kind of like, and now you get Blake too. It's not going to make them any worse. This is just trash, man. It sucks, and like I said, I know it's just 1 year, and I can't. It's on me. You know, I got to get. I'm a Warriors fan, so I feel it, but it's just trash, yo. It's like they're just doing too much, and I don't understand how the Lakers got denied Chris Paul a few years back. But yet they let this stuff go.
Long ass time ago. Huh? Yeah. It was a long ass time ago.
Well, either way,
it was before Lob City. So
either way, the fact that trade got denied for some reason, but yet they're letting all this stuff go on. Like, come on! If I was Detroit too, I'd trade my whole team away.
That was a turn. That was also a trade too. So I feel like because it was like with the Chris Paul thing, like they were gonna trade him to the Lakers,
right?
And they were like, "Yeah, we're not going to allow that to happen."
They had Dwight too, huh?
And then in free agent, like Blake Griffin being a free agent's different. You know what I mean? And then also like when Harden went to,
well, Blake's probably playing. He's probably playing on like a minimum contract just to play. Like he's not even tripping. He's probably not really even getting paid, which is whatever. But still, man, it's just like, damn. I get it. I can't hell. I guess the conversation is really, do you get mad at somebody for ring chasing? Like if you want to go get a ring, I can't be mad at you, but. Fuck, man. I feel
like when you're at a competitive age still, like he's still a competitive player.
I think
he still can compete. That's when it's annoying. Durant ring chased like a bitch.
No, I think you probably have more faith in Blake than Blake has in himself, because I don't know how bad his injury was, but he hasn't played for the past 2 seasons, so maybe it is really bad, and maybe he's not the player he used to be, and he wants to relax and maybe just get a ring and kick it. So I understand. But
solidify his spot.
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, it's just like, fuck,
As a professional athlete, I don't think he feels that way. Even me not being a professional athlete, if I'm gonna go play against somebody, I'm still gonna play to the best of my abilities and not worry. I'm not gonna worry about I'm out there. I'm trying to win.
Yeah, but you have to understand. There's a reason why they said Chris Paul hated Blake Griffin.
They didn't get along because they both wanted to be alpha males. Chris Paul hasn't gotten along with a lot of players.
Yeah, but they also said that there's someone on the team, and everyone wouldn't say it, but I'm pretty sure it's Blake, that just did not take it as serious as everyone else did. He's a jokester, so that probably, he gets mad about that. It's stupid, but I still feel like I said, Blake's best years, of course, are behind him, so I'm not mad for him going to try to go find a ring, but damn, bro. It's just stupid. I guess I'm not even really mad at Blake. I'm really just mad at Harden. This is a Harden. I still have...
You're just taking it out on Blake.
It's just because he didn't need to do that. I respected Blake. I still respect him. I respected Blake before this. You went to Detroit, you still fought and still tried to put it.
A lot of it comes down to you guys don't like super teams. It takes the competitive edge out of the league. I get that.
Compete. Because I'm trying to go
on I like to see it. I like to see an all-star team every week. That shit makes me laugh. That shit makes me happy.
Okay,
I laugh at it too.
You know what I mean? Okay, you know what I mean?
But
varsity JV.
If you're a fan of a team, you like to watch your team not have a shot. So say you're a fan.
My team got a shot though.
Who's your team?
Shout out Braun.
My team do. Shout out Steph.
Your team don't have a shot. Shout out Braun.
No,
they don't. They're not gonna.
Well, if they get Drummond,
they're not gonna play. They're not gonna beat the Lakers. Have AD and LeBron. They're not gonna beat Blake, KD, Harden, and Kyrie.
They might not.
No. Also, what's coming up though too is when you look at the little the trade stuff that's going on. It's a play going on where they're not going to just sit there. The Lakers at least have the
when's the trade deadline? It's normally right after the.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Right.
But I'm saying the Clippers and the Lakers are probably the only two teams, and the 76ers, only three teams that have a chance to really beat the Nets. The Lakers and LeBron are not going to sit back and just be like, all right, well, whatever, we'll leave it with this team we have. They're going to make something else happen. They're going to make another play.
If LeBron wants to make it to the finals again, they can't to have a chance in the finals. They can't afford to sit back.
They can beat the West.
No team in the NBA right now can afford to sit back and allow the Nets to do what they did and them not try to make a move if they're wanting to win a championship.
I wonder who else Blake talks to. Like, what other team? Did he even...
I don't know, bro. He said from the jump he was already...
Okay, so, no, they said that... Because they said that from jump it was like Nets were a favorite.
Right.
But then they said that Portland and Miami was also options.
Yeah, but he said that they... Like, the headline was they have interest.
Portland? If you'd went to Portland?
I would have loved that.
That's what I'm saying, too. That would have been a good pickup, too. But no, they said that the other teams had interest. So, of course, they all had interest. But from the jump, Shams was like... No, he's going to Brooklyn. Yeah, he's favoring Brooklyn. So he probably was like, yeah, I get all them other teams that have interest, but I'm going to Brooklyn.
Well, there was a different list. So there was the 5 teams that were interested in him, and then there was the 3 teams that he was interested. So the 5 teams were the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nets, Warriors, and then Heat. Mm-hmm. And then the teams that he were actually interested in was Nets, Blazers, and Heat. So either the Nets were just like, dude, look at our team, come fucking play, win an easy championship, and then the other teams were like, yo, you want to compete? Come here, compete with us.
Exactly, because the Heat. Everyone always says the Heat basketball ain't for everybody. They play competitive. Grit. They play grit. They play hard, or whatever. So they probably like, hey Blake, if you gonna come over here, you gonna play. You're not gonna be sitting here BSing. And Blake's probably like, I just got out of Detroit. I need to relax or whatever. Blah blah. And then the Blazers, I still think they're a couple pieces away. So if Blake's like, look, I'm trying to win right now, then you go to.
Well, that's the thing. This is the teams that when they start to win, they lose their competitive edge. So it's like because the Clippers made the playoffs without any All-Stars. You know what I mean? Right. And then they get Kawhi Leonard and PG, and you're like, oh, they're favorites for sure. They made it to the playoffs. They took the Warriors to Game 6 without any All-Stars. Like, they're like, oh, this team is definitely going to be competitive with Kawhi and Paul George. And then they went to the bubble. And they were like, Paul George had a mental breakdown.
You're right.
I don't think it's that the teams lose their competitive edge.
They don't have to compete as hard. When you have the security blanket, you don't compete as hard.
I believe it's the same thing like everyone. It's the chemistry thing because the Clippers were saying that, like Lou Will and them Ross, basically they were saying that we had something good here and you brought these players in here, which is fine, but now their roles get decreased. So now it's like, well, what the Like I said, Lou Will and Trez,
like a slap in the face almost. Like we were doing great, and then you're gonna bring 2 All-Stars,
and you trade out. You get rid of some players who were part of
Here's the thing, though. They knew they weren't gonna win a championship with that team.
Right. So bring Kawhi is fine, but then you bring PG too, and now I'm on the bench. You trade Trez away, so now.
They didn't trade Trez. They had Trez.
Yeah, now
last year.
I think it's just different though, especially like they said, and then when you get like the Kawhi and PG get to sit out and rest. It messes up the chemistry. So I don't think it's really a competitive edge. It's really just like
There's
these
so much that goes into
it's so much more than just. That,
I think it is because think about it. Because when they had Kawhi, before they had Kawhi and PG, right? They were in the playoffs with no All Stars, right? After they got Kawhi and PG, even with like when Kawhi and PG would hit the bench, the Clippers backups weren't doing what they're supposed to do.
But I'm saying they were literally on interviews. They've been saying that like they didn't like what was going on because Kawhi was able to come to the game an hour before the game started. They have
the same fucking team this year.
But I'm saying
so it doesn't make sense.
Like Trez and them were all saying like it's just chemistry wise.
See,
I can't come out here and bust my ass all week at practice because I have to practice. I come into the games and play, and you get to choose when you play. And now you expect me to be like cool with it. It's probably just throws off the chemistry of it.
But that is still, it's like if you're busting your ass and still being as competitive as you were, even though you guys don't get along with those two, you went to the playoffs without those two. Why are you guys not winning without?
Because we went to the playoffs because I was able to play into the fourth, and I was able to play. And now the time when I was able to play and shine, now I have to sit on the bench.
Why are they?
So I get less minutes.
Why are they upset? Why are they upset when? Because their main complaint was Kawhi and PG getting to choose when they got to rest. They're like, we don't want to play tonight. We're going to rest tonight. Right. They never did back-to-backs. They always took the second game off. Right? Why? If they're worried about their playing time, why the fuck would they be mad that they're taking more time off?
Because it's probably still unfair.
I think it's like we're out here grinding and we are doing these back-to-backs and you guys, these stars, so to say, which they are, but you guys get to choose when, which I think was part of Kawhi's contract when he came to the Clippers.
Well, it was just like there was one of the it wasn't a part of his contract. It was just that like, hey man, I'm gonna come here. I want special privilege.
It's like how we feel. It's like it's kind of how I think we feel about basketball in our period, anyways. It's like how do I respect? Like I don't want to be here because y'all. It's like I don't get the respect. It's like basically I busted my ass for you. We were this close and. Like probably how like the Thunder felt about KD. We were this close and you decided to do this. We didn't need y'all. We were good with what we were doing. Just add us one more piece, it would have been good. Now y'all change up everything and basically you throw us to the grave because like we busted our ass for you and now you cut my minutes. You do this and put this guy on a chair when he didn't do nothing for you. So I think it's a respect thing. That's probably a pride thing.
That's why. That's why I can't stand KD because he's. Oh my god, I can't stand this man. I know. So this one. So that's my whole thing with the KD going to the Warriors, right? It was like, okay, that's the biggest bitch move. And then not only that, like you made a fake fucking profile to like talk shit to people who were talking shit to you, bro. Right. Like, why you need a burner account, bro? Because he's sensitive. Like, if you're upset about these fans and you're gonna go at these fans. Tell them it's you going after them. Like, stop being a bitch about it and hiding behind a burner account.
Just being a bitch. There's a lot to it when it comes to your endorsement.
Everybody knows you have that burner account, though.
Yeah, but you can't just,
It's the same thing as if you do that and start attacking people on Twitter and then you go and turn around and try to get a job somewhere like, oh, but you're acting up on social media. Yeah. It represents you and this other corporation, which is the NBA, the NFL, all these teams, they're corporations. It's a business. So you're representing us wrong. That's part of it.
But people found about these burner accounts. And he even came out and he's like, I'm still not going to get rid of my burners.
Yeah. But I
think even when people found out.
17 different burners.
No, yeah. He probably, I don't think he ever claimed. But that's the thing. That's why we're able to do what we do now because we ain't got no money behind it. But the second somebody offers an endorsement or contract, I'm all type of professional.
GT's kombucha, living foods.
I'm all G-rated. Like, he's a great player. He just has. But right
not
now,
me.
That's a great guy.
Right now, I can say what I want to say. So, Harding, you're a punk ass. Blake, I'm really angry at you for doing that. And KD, I'm never going to respect any of your rings. Any of your rings. Unless you leave and go do it. I don't respect
Can we talk about Kyrie, though?
No, we'll get to Kyrie in another episode because Kyrie's going to be a deep. Look. What you say? Speaking of super teams?
So speaking of super teams.
We'll switch sports.
Switch it up real quick. We got J.J. Watt going to the Cardinals. Do you think, for a team that didn't make the playoffs. Dumb.
Yeah, super dumb. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What do you mean? You don't like it?
I don't know what he's going for. Okay. If he's going to play, but I saw he had wrote Kyler and was like, I believe in you.
I'm here because I believe in you.
Hey, relax, my G. JJ is not, I'm going to say JJ's on the down too. He's still JJ, which is fine. But he's not going to go there and make.
Well, he's 31, but then
he's
you look
31
at
and
the
been through injuries multiple times. He's big as hell. His body, like 40. I don't know how his body will hold up, especially playing that type of ball forever. But I like I said, I respect JJ. He's a great player, but he's not going to go to the Cardinals.
I don't think he's the piece that puts.
Yeah, he's not going to go to the Cardinals out of nowhere. Now it's Cardinals and they win. Like it's not like he's.
No, they need a couple. They need.
Kyler still needs to improve greatly.
I think Kyler was.
They need more offensive weapons.
I think Kyler did great the last season at the start of the season. I feel like he was hurt towards the end of the season.
This is okay.
A little bit more than that injury that was letting on towards the back half.
This is my thing with J.J. Watt going to the Cardinals. He was a free agent, right? He basically had the entire NFL to choose from.
Right.
Okay. Last year, if you watched, like you said, like you think he was hurt at the end of the season. There's nothing that says that he was hurt, right?
No.
Okay. You watched DeAndre Hopkins. Like, I watched the Cardinals games where DeAndre Hopkins was pissed off because Kyler was throwing the football at his fucking feet.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not only that, right? So, like, they don't have as prolific as offense as they made it out to be. They're like, oh, Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins are going to be amazing.
Well, it takes for sure more than 2 people.
They didn't make the playoffs.
They barely missed it, didn't they? By like 2 games, 3 games, maybe?
They're the third best team in their division.
Also, JJ, not saying JJ's an idiot. Yeah, but you have to understand, too. So, the Rams improved by getting Matthew Stafford. The Rams had a bad year last year, and they still made the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And they had a bad year last year. So, you have the Rams, you have the Seahawks, 49ers, who I'm pretty sure will be back. They were injury prone. They were just terribly injured. They get all their players back. The 49ers probably right back in the mix if they get a quarterback that's not Jimmy G. Even you heard that whatever. But it's not like I said, JJ. Hey, I respect it. Whatever. Go to the team, try to make them better, which I say I respect because I probably would have been mad if he went to like the Bucks. It's like so I respect it, but it don't make no. I don't think it changes anything. I do think it changes the Seahawks and Russell.
I think that.
Because if I'm Russell, I'm walking in the office with my feet.
If it's Russell, I'm tired as shit.
No, if I'm Russell, I'm walking in like, hey, yo,
he's
Aaron
Donald, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner on that defense too. You got Chandler
got Jalen Ramsey over here.
You're going against the Niners defense, the Rams defense,
and the Cardinals defense.
And the Cardinals defense. JJ and Chandler.
Well, then they also got
Simmons.
I wonder if Pat Pete's
Isaiah Simmons is a safety though, I think.
He's like a safety. He plays like that man.
They
in college
moved to
played DN, linebacker, safety.
Either way, if I'm Russell, help me. My whole problem has been line.
If I'm Russell, get me out. Team 3, the Saints is making room. I'm telling you.
This is
they're getting out of the salary.
Before I switch off of the JJ Watt definitely made the wrong choice. There were so many other options he could have made that would have been better. That besides the Cardinals, because him going to the Cardinals didn't make them a Super Bowl contender.
Well, I think
where
it
would
depends
you
on
have
what
rather
he
seen
wants,
him?
though.
Right.
Because what if they gave him $23 million guaranteed?
Yeah.
What if no one else could have offered him that, or I even offered him that?
Right.
But
so it depends on what he wants.
I agree.
I wouldn't text Kyler like, "Oh, I believe in you. Let's make it happen." Like
he said, that's why he went there. Though he left the Texans because he was like, "You guys are a terrible franchise. I'm getting paid here, but I don't want to be here." He wants to win. He wants to win.
Yeah, then go to Green Bay.
I think he wants to win, but I think it's also one of those things where he probably doesn't want the easy route. You know what I mean? He goes to Green Bay. First off, Green Bay. This is gonna be this is the second year they went to the NFC. Deep in the NFC, and then didn't make any moves to add somebody. So then this next free agency, they need.
I think it's a money wise. I think teams were telling him probably like Green Bay's free agency or maybe offseason they're probably focused on. We're gonna get maybe some more weapons for Rodgers or something like that. So I think the Cardinals are like. I think it just depends on who was able to offer him what. Because Buffalo's stacked. Buffalo could have probably used him. And then I think the Cardinals weren't the other team I would have thought, but I think it's financial. I think it's financially who is willing to spend that money.
Well, do you want to go play in the snow in Buffalo? Do you want to go play the snow in Wisconsin? Do you want to go play the snow in Pittsburgh?
A healthy
go play an arena in Arizona.
A healthy division. The Cardinals are the worst team in that division.
Yep.
Starting the beginning of the year.
Peterson's gone too, so I don't know who
do you think he's gone?
No, he's gone.
I know he's a free agent, but
you can't afford him now. I mean, not saying he wants to get paid the big bucks, but
he's older and he's not as good.
You just gave JJ this big ass contract. Y'all not going to downplay me when I know there's a team that's still
the healthy division. The Cardinals are the worst team in that division because the coaching from the Niners makes the Niners absolutely better than the Cardinals, and then the fact that the Seahawks, if they keep Russell, they already proved that they're better than the Cardinals last year. Okay, and then the Rams with Matthew Stafford and that defense. Like, there's no way they're not the number one in that division.
I'm going to be honest, though. If the Seahawks don't make moves to get Russell some help, the Seahawks will be the worst team in that division this year.
Russell's not going to be there, I don't think.
I think he will. I think. Well, if they don't get him some help, or make some moves for him, yeah, he probably won't be there. But I don't think they're going to trade. Well,
when you start shopping an MVP caliber quarterback,
or even
I don't think they're shopping him. I think they're just taking.
They're listening to calls.
Fielding offers is basically saying we're not going to give you what you want.
Yeah, but I heard
If you don't
Russell
wanna
was
be here,
like
we
fine
want
with
you
it.
to
I
be
heard
here.
Russell
I
was
don't
like
think
fine.
so.
But to me, it's
I
like,
would argue that.
I don't think so.
I think if you have you have Russell, you have a franchise quarterback. Wherever he goes, he's making an automatic impact, right? And then he comes out and says, "I don't want to be traded." Well, his team, right? His camp comes out and says, "Team 3, hey, he's not happy. He doesn't necessarily absolutely want to get traded away,
Right.
But here's 4 teams that he wouldn't mind playing for," which kind of means, hey, without making Russ look like the bad guy, he wants out because you guys aren't protecting him, right? But the Seahawks themselves aren't shopping him. They have these 4 teams. These 4 teams saw them listed on Bleacher Report or wherever the hell. And so they're calling. The Bears are ready to give up an arm, leg, a big right toe.
They need to.
And
they should. Because they're also
Khalil Mack's about to be gone soon.
If they get Russell, right? They get Russell. I think Allen Robinson will stay. And now that defense is already stacked. Russell makes that offense much better.
Much better.
Yeah, and I think they can
Matt
in
Nagy,
a division that's kind of weak.
Bro, the Bears had the worst quarterback.
They have Green Bay. They have the Vikings, Bears,
and Lions.
So that division could be easily won.
Kirk is staying in Minnesota. Kirk is staying in Minnesota.
He's not good.
They have no defense at all.
I don't think think that's as.
It's no. If Russell goes to the Bears are the best team in the division. I'll put a hand on that.
I don't know. I think it depends on the moves that Green Bay makes.
Best?
No, I don't think so.
They're not better than Green Bay.
If Russ goes there?
Yeah, they're not better. They don't. Green Bay has Aaron Rodgers. They did lose. They lost Aaron Jones.
Well, the GM came out and said that they don't like using the franchise tag, but they might use it on Aaron Jones.
But Aaron Jones also. I mean, okay. So
who
how
just
does
got franchise tagged? By the way, someone got franchise tagged. I just saw
it. Wasn't
Justice
Dak.
Simmons from the.
Yeah, the safety.
No, well, because that defense will be the Bears' defense and Green Bay's defense will probably be going at it 1 and 2.
With Russ, I think that's a Super Bowl team.
The Bears?
Yeah, if
with Russ and
Allen
if they sign Allen Robinson again and get another receiver or get anybody, like even if they get Kenny Galladay or whatever, that team's up. It's the same thing basically because they're going to lose. Green Bay's going to lose Aaron Jones. He's going to get paid somewhere else. They have AJ Dillon. They already making commercials with him. I see what's going on. So AJ Dillon's okay. He's not bad at all.
I don't know what they saw with AJ, but
He's not bad.
You saw Aaron Jones though,
right? But you don't know what's going on in practice to where I think you have to respect Aaron Jones. Like, oh, okay, but it's dumb because Aaron Jones is still young. It's not like a Mark Ingram and.
Well, you don't pay you don't pay running backs.
It's kind of backwards, but I think, like I said, if Russell goes there, that team becomes the best team in the division.
So they're better than the Packers.
I think they're better than the Packers if Russell goes there. Because I think you have to think that team was still winning games with Trubisky and whatever the hell they had going on there.
The coaching is amazing. I agree.
You put Russell in that system and make it happen. Like I said, the Green Bay was good too. Don't get it messed up, but they're battling for 1 and 2, and I kind of think they have an edge. Because if they lose,
here's my thing. Because I'm a Cowboys fan. I want Dak Prescott to get signed, but he's being crazy, wanting Mahomes' money.
What, like $500 million?
Yeah, he wants Mahomes' money.
Like, hey, Dak, relax, my G. Go play this year.
Hold up.
Go play this year. Do exactly what you were doing last year. Then after that same.
Hold on. Here's my proposal. Franchise Dak
for $40 million.
Offer a first round, another first round. Get Russell Wilson.
No.
You guys don't think so?
Nah.
I think Dak and 2 firsts for Russell.
Well, that brings me to this actually. When it comes, so they're asking at least 3 first rounds for Russ. Probably the same thing for Deshaun, right? Yeah. So adding Dak to that, do you think Dak takes the place of one of those first rounds or more than a first round?
I think Dak's a first round quarterback.
I think he takes the place of 1 first round though. I don't think they're gonna do like we'll take Dak and a first round, especially if he's not signed a contract.
What if it's like Dak a first round and like a young player or something like that?
No.
Or a Dak a first round.
No, because Dak hasn't signed a contract. So if they're gonna get Dak on a franchise tag, then they have to re-sign Dak after they get him. So I think if you're gonna trade Dak 2 first rounds, then it's like, okay, we're not for certain that Dak's going to resign with us next year.
Look how he's talking about Dak with Dak right above his head.
Yeah, well, I told you I love Dak. I want Dak to be on my team.
So disrespectful.
I want Dak to be on my team.
Patrick
but the fact of the
money when you haven't won MVP or Super Bowl yet.
The fact of the matter is the NFL, you have a franchise, you have a cap, that you have to stay under. He wants to take the rest of the fucking cap. You know what I mean? The team's not good enough to win a Super Bowl right now, and if he takes the rest of the cap, how do you expect to get better?
They need a couple of additions on defense.
Yes, and if he takes the rest of the money, you don't have the money to do that. So it doesn't make sense for me to offer Dak Prescott all the rest of the cap when you already proved that that's not enough to win a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? The first 5 games of the season, he was balling out, but we were still losing.
Right.
You know, Cowboys still went 2-3.
The only problem I think with that trade is, like you said, I think the only way that trade works is if Dak agrees to sign a contract with Seattle. Because I wouldn't take him on the franchise tag, take him for that one season, and I basically lost my franchise. The players, you got to think, the Seahawks will be taking a big blow. The fans love Russell. So, like, you take away the heart of Seattle, and let's say Dak doesn't perform. And now you lost your franchise quarterback, the one everyone respected, and it's hard to bounce back from that, which I also agree. Dallas will probably take whatever. They don't give a damn. But the way Dak's acting, like, yeah, it makes it to where, like, even me as a Dallas fan, I'm like, yo, I mean, Dak, you got to relax, dude. Like, if the trade can happen, I'll be like, all right, go ahead and do it. But I just don't think Seattle will, especially when Russell's just like, yo, just get me some help.
They're asking, but hold on, because Seattle's asking for at least 3 first rounds, you said, right?
Yeah.
So if you take away one of those first rounds and you offer a quarterback who's like proven to be a good quarterback in the NFL, like,
but what if
he has to guarantee he's going to sign with me long term?
But why spend all that extra money on Dak, or why spend all that extra money on a quarterback that's already in the league when with one of those first round picks you go get Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones?
Because they're not proven. They're not proven in the NFL.
Yeah, but then again, do I want to deal with Dak, who's sitting here asking for Mahomes' money?
Listen,
when I already know that's what he's going to ask for, it's like, I'm not even going to do that.
Or you're tired of your quarterback kind of complaining, right? You go get you a rookie quarterback, and then with that money you save from him that's not proven, you build the team the way they should have around Russell.
Okay, first, it don't matter.
Or for Russell.
It don't matter if you have, like, because you guys are talking about, like, oh, you guys are expecting these rookie quarterbacks to come in and not. You can draft these rookie quarterbacks and they can be trash. It's happened before.
Right.
Yeah. Like, it's happened plenty of times. Robert Griffin is not. He's barely in the league right now.
Yeah, but when he was a rookie, he wasn't bad.
No, but
he wasn't bad, but he did not end up being a good quarterback in the NFL.
But Dak also is coming off of a broken leg. And I'm gonna trade my franchise quarterback who's still good, and I just need to get him some help. I'm gonna trade him for a dude that's coming off of a broken leg, asking for Mahomes' money.
That broken leg isn't a career-ending injury.
Either way, though, he has an injury, so I don't.
It was nasty, but it wasn't a career-ending injury. It's not a torn ACL.
No, I get it, but either way, I don't know how he's gonna be when he comes back. And even if he is good, he's asking for Mahomes' money. When I can use that money when Russell is probably willing to take a cut on his contract for us to sign Russell.
Russell just got signed. Right? Hold on.
So we can use, instead of using the extra money that he's going to want from Mahomes, or for Dak's going to want Mahomes' money, we can pick up some offensive help or offensive lineman and keep Russell and everything's good, instead of having to take a risk on Dak not knowing how he's going to be. And then if he does perform, he's going to want this Mahomes money that we just gave to Russell, basically. Now we have to find a way to pay everybody.
Hold on. First of all, Russell just held out 2 seasons ago for a new contract. It was like, exactly. Okay. Yeah. So now this year he's complaining about not having enough help to keep him have a solid team and keep him safe from standing up.
Camp.
So now this is twice now that you've had Russell Wilson complaining about the way you guys are running the franchise around him. Like, you're not willing to pay me, and now you're not willing to protect me. Yeah. So this is now 2 times that they've had problems with Russell Wilson, right? So you're telling me that they're not getting irritated and be like, yo, you're starting to piss us off. Like,
I agree. They probably are.
And then also, if you're able to get 2 first round picks plus a quarterback that's proven that he's Pro Bowl caliber in the NFL, that's not a good trade.
I'm not saying it's not a good trade. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's not.
I don't think it's going to happen. I
don't think it's not a good trade either. But I think that, especially when I think the Bears are throwing like 3 first round, Trubisky, also like they said the Bears are like
Trubisky's trash.
No, but they said the Bears are like their offer is like way up here compared to everybody else. Like they're offering the most.
It makes sense.
Of course they have them. Yeah, they're willing. Like I said, I just don't think it's even like. Especially with, like I said, I think Dak knows what he's doing. Dude, Dak's talking himself out of everything. Like, basically, Dak talking like that is making other teams like, oh, I don't really want Dak. You know, it's kind of making it. And he's hardballing Jerry Jones like, yo, I know y'all got the money. Like,
they don't though. There's a cap in the NFL. Is the problem?
Yeah, I know. I get that, but
I think that gets set this next week, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think they said it's more than they expected. I think it was like something like $10 million more than they expected.
Somehow the NFL made more money this year.
Yeah, they expected it to be lower, but
and they're redoing the.
DVD.
The broadcasting contracts too, I think.
Yeah, they're trying to charge double. I heard, like for broadcasting because they couldn't get fans.
Right.
But this year they should be able to get fans. I mean, California is like super annoying, and they're saying that it's a possibility that
Texas just completely opened up too.
They actually
A
haven't.
lot of places.
So the governor came out and said like, "Hey, we're open. I'm not, but individual mayors can still keep their cities locked down."
It'll be like I said, by football season, it'll be back cracking. But I mean, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see how everything's gonna go.
I don't think Russell's going to be there.
I think he will be.
I
think he will
think-
be.
I don't think he's going to be there for long. I should say.
I don't. I think he will be, but I will not be shocked if. I think he'll be there till training camp, after the draft and everything. But I can't see if this year doesn't go good. I can't see them. I can't see him staying.
I think if
this
Russell's
will be his last year.
still
if they
there
don't
by
have-
training camp, he's going to stay there.
I think Russell will
same thing
stay
with
just because the
Deshaun,
guy
too.
he is. I think Russell will stay because the guy he
Go
is.
Hawks.
Deshaun's he needs free Deshaun Watson.
Free Deshaun.
Freedom.
Free
Hashtag free Deshaun.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah. I like I said, Russell will
He
be
needs to
there,
be
but just because of how Russell is. But this will be his last year, especially with, like I said, all the other teams in your division get better, and we're just kind of sitting here with our thumbs up our ass, like hell no, I'm not finna stay here.
They got DK though.
Right, they have DK,
But
they have
that's
him, they got
it.
Jamal Adams. Like
He's
I mean,
worried about getting hit.
I feel him. No, I understand. But then when you get other teams like I think what's his name, Trent Brown, and there's some like tackles
Trent
you
Brown's
see.
out there, isn't he?
No, yeah, but there's some tackles and stuff you see that they're saying that are available. So it's like, go get that man some help.
It's
and
probably a
he'll
lot
be quiet.
cheaper to do that too than take on a whole.
Or get him a
quarterback.
running back to take the workload off of him.
It's-
But I mean,
it's
you can't.
better-
Chris
expect-
Carson's a free agent. They might re-sign him.
I don't want Chris Carson. Go give me Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Well, here's
Well,
the
the last
they
time
don't have
Seahawks got a running back from the Green Bay Packers, Eddie Lacy, ate his way out the league. So
Eddie Lacy was eating his way out of the league in Green Bay though. So it was like, it was their choice to take
Right.
that. So, but I think like because if they get like they need to get Russell help. He's been needing help for a while.
Yeah.
They tried to trade for a center. Like they tried to make trades to get Russell a line, but they haven't done it yet. And Russell's been running for his life
Yeah,
his
come
entire
on.
career.
You can't be mad. Like I said, it's not like he's not giving it his all. He's not sitting out and like it's like, yo, I need help. I demand help, and if not, then free me.
He's an MVP caliber quarterback, and still with no offensive line his entire career.
quick question: Russell goes to the Saints, Super Bowl team, yes or no?
Of course.
Russell goes to the
What
Bears.
are you guys giving up?
Hmm?
What are you guys giving up to get him?
Draft picks.
Something? Anybody?
You gotta keep Michael Thomas.
Yeah, draft picks.
They
Probably
give
give
him
draft
one.
picks away and so a defensive player.
Draft picks? Figure something
I
out.
don't
You guys
think-
are you guys are Super Bowl caliber team.
I think y'all Super Bowl caliber.
Saints are Super Bowl caliber.
What
team.
about Russell the Bears? Super Bowl caliber team?
If they re-sign Allen Robinson, and that rookie that they have was a route runner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean
Raiders.
Dave Montgomery's.
Get Russell
No.
Wilson. Super Bowl caliber. Super Bowl?
They still need a little bit more.
They need receivers.
Yeah, they got rid of Tyrell Williams. I'm not saying.
Well, he didn't even play last year.
Yeah, I think they're still a few pieces away.
Rug. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking.
And
when
then
they
what
took
was the
Ruggs.
fourth team?
Dallas,
Dallas?
It's Dallas.
of course.
Yeah.
Well, Dallas honestly needs defensive help too, but
I think,
it's
hold on.
possible.
I think that if the
Russell makes a difference no matter where he goes. They probably become a
Right.
Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
He's taking Seattle to the playoffs with like all types of controversy and BS around it. So
terrible
I'd love to
defense
see
last
him
year,
in the Saints.
till the end of
what's
the season.
well hell we've been gone for a while. So what else is going on? Well, what's going on next week?
I think
Does free agency begin
I
next
think
week?
the free agency starts
Yeah,
next
it
week.
should.
Yeah, free agency begins next week. So I think everything's gonna start heating up. I think in NFL and NBA, I heard it's supposed to start being crazy these next couple of
Well,
weeks.
because the trade deadline in the NBA is coming up, and teams need to make moves to be as good as the Nets.
and free agency begins for NFL
Yeah.
next week.
A lot of teams are recreating making more cap space, cutting people. Kyle Van Noy just got cut for whatever
That's crazy
reason.
too.
They're
I want to know what's
they're
up with that.
restructuring Tom Brady's contract too.
I saw
They
that.
said they might sign him to.
like 6 years.
Yeah, they said they might have him over 40 till he's over 45.
Avocado ice cream be doing it for you. But I mean,
Avocado tequila.
they restructure
I mean, it's
that
fine.
so they pay him later. Chris Evans. You think Godwin goes back? Not Chris Evans.
Chris
What am I talking
Godwin?
about?
Chris Godwin.
Yeah. You think he goes back?
I think so.
They keep talking like they don't care about the money. They just want to win.
But that's not.
Right.
I feel
No,
like
that's
that's
smoking.
a
Mike
short term.
Evans is
They already
saying-
won one. I mean, like, if you're a player that hasn't won one, you're doing that. If you're a player that has won one,
if I want to win,
you're going for the fucking money.
I think that's all cool to say until somebody's like, "Yo, we'll offer you $30 million more than this team was."
I think you give DeAndre Hopkins 2 more years of being on a bad team. DeAndre Hopkins is like, I'm going to sign to a team that's Super Bowl caliber team right now for cheaper, and he's going to go win a Super Bowl, and then he's going to be like, okay, now I'm going back to my money. That's the type of talent. Like Chris Godwin, he's young.
He's really young.
He's young, and he just won a Super Bowl.
I think he makes an impact
If
on any team.
if someone offers him a max deal, like hella money, I'm gone.
Like Leonard Fournette.
I think AB will stay there for a pay cut. So you get AB and you got Mike Evans, which y'all will be fine. Fournette will probably stay there.
Leonard Fournette, free agent, isn't he?
Who?
Gronk.
No, I think Gronk's.
Yeah, he is. Nope, he's a free agent. Yeah,
but
where's
he going? Come on.
If Brady stays, he stays.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere else. He's the only came back to play with Brady.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think Fournette's the one. Fournette's was talking about like we trying to run it back. You ain't heard Godwin say that shit.
Well, no.
No, Godwin did say it.
When?
Godwin said it early.
I know.
Godwin said it early
Bruce Arians.
I know
I think he said
Fournette
something along the line of like, I'm not tripping. I'm not really worried about that right now, but so never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Godwin's, I think he's still listening to what people are going to offer.
Godwin
too, of course. Dude, I'm 20. I think like 24, 25.
He's a young, nice receiver. He's a good receiver, and he's young. He's gonna go get money now, and because if they don't pay him, he's gonna go. I think he's gonna go somewhere.
To Green Bay.
Oh,
you know how nice that would be.
A-Rod with 2 receivers.
It'll be interesting. Well, yeah, I think things will start spicing up these next couple weeks.
I don't know.
Maybe not football.
I know AJ's a free agent.
Who? AJ Green?
Yeah.
That's where we're getting this at.
But okay, no, but he's old. He's old, but he can't go contribute as a third receiver.
Well, I think he goes to a team like Green Bay where you have Devontae Adams that's like hitting his prime, starting to barely heat up for real, and then you get AJ Green.
OG presence.
Kenny Golladay though.
That's
he's a free agent too.
I don't think Kenny Golladay. I think
Kenny
Golladay will be a great 2.
I don't know. So, Derek Carr. Do you guys think that Derek Carr is good enough to win a championship?
No.
Okay, so
stinks.
The Raiders need to make a move, right? So they need to make a move at quarterback. It's the most important position. If you don't have a quarterback that's good enough to win, because think about it, in the Raiders division they have the Chargers with Herbert. Is Herbert better than Derek Carr?
No.
You don't think? I think so.
Not right now. Not yet.
I think he was his rookie season.
But I mean, like Derek Carr had an MVP season looking like a couple of years ago, made a playoff run, and then got his leg tore off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's also the weapons, like I said. Herbert.
Herbert's still. It's only gonna be a second season.
By the end of next year, I'll be probably saying he's better.
It's only gonna be a second season, but I think but he has more weapons than because
exactly
he has receivers and he has a running back
and a tight end.
Yeah, well, I know the tight end's a free agent.
A decent defense. When that
defense
comes back healthy.
What's his name's a free agent though? The tight end.
Hunter Henry.
He'll
probably come back.
Yeah. Okay, but imagine you get Waller. So you keep Waller, and then you get Golladay, or you get another receiver.
Is that Keenan Allen, Williams, Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler?
Yes. Jacobs.
Darren Waller.
And Darren Waller.
Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs.
They barely use Henry Ruggs.
He runs straight.
But so does Tyreek. It works if the plays calls are right.
Tyreek Hill's better.
Yeah, he is, but was he his rookie year? Give him a year. I'm just saying, give him some time. Get another receiver.
The Raiders chose the worst out of that options.
You get another receiver out there that kind of takes away some of that pressure. Get a Golladay that they have to respect, and now you have to cover Henry Ruggs one-on-one, and he can just streak past you, and I guarantee he looks a lot better. They had no threats at receiver, huh?
Safety will stop that streak.
You could do that for so long. Yeah, you send the safety there. Now Galladay's going crazy, and you have to respect one of the two. It opens everything up. I'm just saying, there was no threat besides Ruggs on that team. Or when it comes to the deep, so
Darren Waller ran a 4.4.
We're bullshitting because Nelson Aguilar didn't look bad either.
Who?
Aguilar. He looked bad last year either.
Yeah, I think they're gonna bring him back.
Right.
They'll probably bring him back. They'll add another receiver.
I think Butterfingers is Butterfingers.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I think I wouldn't say he's better yet, but like I said, I think everything's gonna start heating up these next couple weeks.
I'm just saying, like, okay, look at their division though, because it's the Chargers, the Raiders, the Chiefs, and. Who's the fourth team in the division?
Broncos. I don't know how the Chiefs are paying everybody what they're paying everybody.
To be honest, I think everyone's over there playing for free.
No.
It has to be.
I mean, what's Tyreek's contract?
I don't think he has one yet.
But I know Kelsey and Mahomes do.
Kelsey has
Yeah,
one.
but Mahomes got paid.
Mahomes
He's an 8-year deal and however much money, but you spread that out through 8 years, it'll probably look that bad. Well, whatever, 5-year deal.
$100 million. He's getting $50 million a year.
But that's the only person on that team I think is getting paid big bucks.
I felt like I read somewhere that his contract is more so quote unquote backloaded.
It is.
So that's part of the reason why they can afford all the people that they have now.
But everyone's going there and playing for chips. I'm telling you, everyone's going there and playing for free. Same with the Bucks.
So do you think?
Nobody went there though.
Do you think with all of these, with everybody restructuring contracts, everybody trying to open up cap space, making cuts, do you think we're gonna see a lot of like OGs, a lot of old veterans, like LaShawn McCoy, for instance?
No.
Go to the Bucks, go to the Chiefs.
Maybe.
Go get
LaShawn was on the Bucks this
year. Do you think JJ going to the Cardinals
Chiefs?
makes it more enticing for veterans to come into the Cardinals, come into Arizona?
No.
I believe the Dolphins are going to get Aaron Jones, and I believe they will improve greatly. I think
make a trade for Deshaun.
No, I think they keep Tua.
No, see, hold on, because last season they had to pull Tua out to put Fitzmagic in. That's like they wanted to play Tua to see if he had what he could do. Right. See if he has what it takes to be a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. They wanted to see if he can be a legitimate starter in the NFL. When you pull even a rookie quarterback out and he has 97 yards the entire game, and this 37-year-old veteran backup comes in and throws for over 100 yards in the one quarter.
That's magic.
Like, I get that it's like, he's a veteran and you're a rookie, but unless they break like that super like conservative out of Tua, I think if I were the Dolphins, I'm trading Tua and picks for Watson because they have what it takes right now. If they get one receiver from the draft, right? They take one receiver from the draft, get a good receiver. They have Watson. They have Aaron Jones. They have an elite defense. That's not Super Bowl caliber team.
Yeah, but
does it beat in the long run? Does it beat the Chiefs?
That's a team that compete. Yes. That's a team that competes with the Chiefs. That's a defense that can stop the Chiefs.
I just think, like I said, it makes perfect sense when you think of it like doing it on Madden. It makes perfect sense. But to be honest, I feel like you get Aaron Jones in Miami, you become a read option somewhat team because Tua can run a little bit. You become like a read option.
He's not a scrambler. Tua's not a scrambler.
Yeah, but he can run a little bit.
He's a pocket quarterback.
Has a threat. Yeah. But he has a threat. But I mean, maybe. But like I said, it'll be interesting the next couple of weeks. There's a lot of, like I said, I think big moves.
There's just so much up in the air.
Yeah, big moves to be made.
There's so much.
We'll be here to discuss them.
Yeah. Might have to call it an emergency podcast.
Right. No, I think we'll throw two out then. We'll throw two out next week when free agency week comes, because especially I think more trade. I think more things will be happening. But I think
towards the end of the week we're going to see a shit movement in not only the NFL but the NBA as well. Right. I think the trade deadline. I think by like Tuesday we're going to have like a different landscape in the NBA that hopefully competes with the Nets. And I think in the NFL, by like day 3 of free agency in the NFL,
I think just Drummond goes to the Lakers. Well, Kevin Love's supposed to be leaving too. So if Kevin Love goes somewhere, that might change some shit too.
You might want to go hang out with LeBron.
Right, maybe, but
we've seen that in Cleveland. I didn't like it.
I'm more excited. Like I said, the NFL. We'll see what's going on. At least the NFL is fucking playing fair.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. I guess
you say Fandemix out this week.
Whenever I just go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fandemix out.
You gotta say more emphasis. We'll get it. We'll work on it.